My God, it's so late. Hi y'all, Blue Moon Oracle with 2 nights. Final reading just for tonight though, for our air sign series for our full moon readings. So I'm going to get started here in a few seconds, doing a reading for Aquarius for your full moon. 2 weeks ago-ish, we got together and we went over your intentions for the new moon. I just want to kind of go over that because we're still in the same lunar cycle. So the purpose of this reading is to check in with you, check in with the results, see what's going on, what are we manifesting, to see what's coming into the second half of the lunar cycle, what we need to release, because the first half of the moon cycle is about attracting and bringing things in and using the energy to transform and to change things and to bring things into our life, whether it's new behaviors or actual things. And then the second half of the moon phase, once we get past the full moon, goes into waning and then releasing energy. So we're talking about what needs to be released, about what kind of energy is going to be coming in to assist in this process, what needs to be known from the universe, from spirit, from whatever, what needs to be paid attention to, so to speak. And then what kind of magic are you creating this lunar cycle? So, but I just want to touch base. If you didn't get a chance to watch the new moon reading for Aquarius, sun, rising, moon, or north node, you can go to scroll down on the Facebook page, or you can go to my YouTube channel that's not officially launched, but I have videos on there, and look for the new moon video, the last one that was up, and find your mile marker, not mile marker, no, I call it a mile marker, the minute marker for Aquarius, and check in there, but we can touch base here too. So for Aquarius, through that new moon, we had a message from spirit about taking down your walls brick by brick. The new moon that came in was in your 12th house, and that had to do with your deepest, darkest fears, with your spiritual self, and with your general undoing, with withdrawal and with secrets. It was a really intense house to have your new moon coming into. But then, I sought spirit out beforehand, asked for some messages for Aquarius specifically, and one of them was, taking down your wall brick by brick very gently. Also, it came up with some back issues, lower back issues, and then around the thoracic, my dog somehow has figured out how to open the door. And then I think what was related to that, we talked a little bit about root chakra issues, and some solar plexus issues around that area. And then I'm trying to think, I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't, and I apologize. But I'm pretty sure the intentions had to do with along those lines of focusing on the spiritual and vulnerability, but I didn't write it down, and I'm sorry. Forgive me. Mercury's in retrograde, and for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to blame everything on that. Okay? Speaking of, with this full moon in Leo, the full moon in Leo brings in some energy, healing energy, but it's a little challenging. So with a couple of other planetary alignments going on, Jupiter, Sun, and Saturn doing some shit that's making an already, full moons are emotional, which is why I schedule the readings around this time, just kind of help, make sense of what's going on. They're kind of exasperated. The full moon phase lasts a full few days. So although we've gone past the full 100% full moon, we're still in the full moon phase. So it's going to be a little more intense than usual, a little more challenging than usual. Mars is involved in this on the crosshairs of the moon, which is it rules anger and determination. So it's kind of makes that a little bit challenging there. And then Mercury went into retrograde today. And that's going to go on through February 21st. So through the rest of the lunar cycle for the next 3 weeks. So on in even to the next lunar cycle. And it's worth mentioning because super important when Mercury's in retrograde that we just make no large decisions, no big decisions. Just put them off to after February 21st. Don't make any major life changes. Don't make any big decisions. Don't sign any contracts. Mercury rules communication, all forms, writing, talking, call, whatever, all forms of communication. That includes negotiations and that includes contracts. So like, let's just put off any kind of major decisions and just don't sign any contracts after February 21st. Also Mercury rules travel, automobiles. So when you're making any plans for travel, it's okay to travel. Just, layer in some extra time for delays. Retrograde just fuck shit up. And then also, it rules mail and, shipping. Did I say shipping? Did I already say that? I'm so tired. My last reading was rather emotional. I normally would have just kind of gone into the next reading, but I got a little emotional. So shipping and mails also. So things might get a little fucked up there too, but mostly communication. People are going to be stumbling over their words. There's going to be misunderstandings. Just be gracious with the people around you that you love. We are affected by planetary alignments, by the moon, by all of it. It does affect us, whether we believe in it or not, it does. So just, if you notice, like, there's some more agitation, they're just, just be patient with folks. So what's coming up for Mercury in retrograde for Aquarius? So again, this is over the next 3 weeks, is, some little petty squabbles and misunderstandings in some of your closer relationships. Your full moon, the full moon that we're in now is in your 7th house, and that rules your lovers, spouses, exes, your any kind of partner, business partnerships, also cooperation and competition. So, there could be some petty squabbles, there could be some misunderstandings, like I mentioned, miscommunications. Just know who your friends are and just rely on that. Be like, this is out of character for Bob. This is out of character for Jennifer. And remember Mercury in retrograde when shit's going on there. So if I remember correctly, it was super intense last time, and we're just going to check in, see how you're doing. We're going to talk about what needs to be released, what needs to be known, and we're going to do this reading. I'm new at doing the recordings and doing all this stuff, so I'm learning lessons. I probably should start earlier in the day, so I'm not recording at 11 o'clock at night, but it is a Friday, so I was going to put this off, but I promised I would do it tonight. So, I am a little tired, but I took my time. And so I guess, like, with me, whether this is live or you're watching it, just take a good deep breath in and exhale. It's kind of getting centered. Inhale, get centered. I have invited Archangel Uriel to participate and to be here. He is the angel of prophecy and psychics and aha moments of wisdom. Because communication is fucked up because of Mercury in retrograde, I've asked Archangel Gabriel to be here to help me communicate the message that the cards are relaying. Archangel Raphael for some healing energy, and then Archangel Metatron to help us kind of transcend some karmic lessons here. And then I have other deities and yours and mine, guides, ancestors, to be here with us and to help us on this journey. And you can ask yours to join, but I've already reached out to and asked for what you believe in to join us as well. And also to keep anything out of here that's not going to serve the highest good of me and any of you. So I've cleared my energy and I cleared your energy. And so now all you need to do to kind of like, it's like stored up in the clouds. If you're not watching this live, just take a big deep breath and then just kind of feel that connection, between me and you and spirit before we get started on this, okay? All right. I feel like we need some, I was thinking like what cards to use, because I sometimes, I don't know, I don't do necessarily the same thing all the time, but I did ask the cards beforehand, just I don't know. I just wanted to see if there was things that kind of changed, because you guys you were in a rough place. Y'all were in a rough place earlier in the lunar cycle. And we got to take time to breathe. Disseminating moon, that's about releasing. So, that's why I want to take a second to just kind of breathe, together, and do that every day. Take that time to breathe. I'm live.
The cake
I'm literally live, baby.
The cake
I'm literally live. Take time to breathe. And then your commitment is being tested. So that just tells me that there's still some challenging stuff going on. And then hold your vision. And this is kind of going to be the theme of this reading. So we got take time to breathe. Disseminating moon. The disseminating moon is about releasing, but it's also a time when self-limiting beliefs kind of come up, and it's a really good time for shadow work. Your commitment's being tested. First quarter moon. That's when some initial challenges start coming in as we're trying to do these new things. And then hold your vision, fixed moon. Keep doing, what you're doing, even if you're not seeing the results. Keep pushing through. Hold your vision, don't give up. A lot of calming, healing blue here. Just a lot of a peace I feel like is really needed. And so it's going to be like so important to take that time. I just feel really, like gentle, healing, self-love, but just healing, taking time to just breathe. There's probably apps, but I do have an Apple Watch, and if you have one, go to that breathing app on there and actually do it. Like set it to remind you, and it'll remind you throughout the day to do the breathing, because the breathing prana life force, it's definitely going to help with the healing and calming of the body and the parasympathetic. And I think that's something that I feel like is going to be super important. The rest is lunar cycle for Aquarius. But let's get into the reading. Overall, commitments being tested, hold your vision, and take time out to breathe. Okay? Centering. All right, Aquarius. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. Look into your North Node too. Y'all are going through some stuff. You can go to like Cafe Astrology, and you don't have to know your time of birth, but the North Node of the Moon has to do with your karmic lessons. Like, why are you here? What are you here to learn? It's really your pathway to freedom and breaking patterns and things that are holding you back, and to finding your life's purpose, and to finding your soul's purpose, and to liberation. So like my North Node is in Libra, and when I watch tarot readings or when I check on astrology, I go to Libra right now. I'm doing shadow work. So that's what I'm trying to do is break patterns in my life. Feeling immense, like just some of this, a lot of heavy stuff going on. I'm feeling some immense sadness here for some of you. But sadness is a part of it, and just when you feel like crying, I just let yourself cry. Just let yourself cry. The hardest part is holding that cry in. It's a feeling of relief when you cry. So the next time you feel that feeling of wanting to cry, I want you to think about that card and take time out to breathe. And as you breathe, take that big breath in, just release what's stuck here and here, and just kind of let it out. Okay? All right, so let's see what you've been well, I didn't even ask the daggum question. I'm going to put it back in. If they're meant to come out, they will. I've had it happen a million times. All right. What have Aquarius been manifesting since the new moon? What has Aquarius been manifesting since the new moon? Okay. And what needs to be made known to Aquarius? All right, and what needs to be released. They're very eager to talk to you. Very, very eager. Okay, what energy is needed or is coming in? That's good stuff. Okay. What new intentions are needing to be set or adjusted for Aquarius? All right. And then what magic is being created? So all this work that you're doing, okay, there's a lot of cards. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not looking at them yet. I'm trying to determine if I'm going to stick them back when we look at them. I'm going to look at them. I don't know if I'm going to keep them out, but I am going to look at them. Yeah, I'm going to keep them out. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely keeping them out. That's some good stuff. When I say holy shit, it's good stuff. If I'm quiet, and then you might want to be like, oh God, what's happening? Hold on a second, my incense went out. Shit. I can't find the hole. I'm just gonna put that right there. I like having the smelly good stuff. I'm doing a reading. No, honey. Okay. We've been together since March. Every day. All day. And for some reason, my house is the house that everybody spends the night at. Okay, I gotta clear some energy. This is my homemade anointing oil. Okay, so what is Aquarius manifesting? What is Aquarius manifesting since this new moon? We got the Ace of Materials, Ace of Pentacles. So that's a new life, new beginnings, new job, new opportunities. New opportunities across the board. New opportunities just everywhere. Growth. This has got a lot of pictures of, this has got a lot of flowers in this one. You know, aces are, it's the beginning. And they're also, you know, a gift. So gratitude is also coming. There's some gratitude because you see what's happening here. The Ace of Pentacles, though, is safety and security. It's the beginning of safety and security is coming into play for a lot of you for the first time. And we're talking about, you know, financial safety, financial security, but we're also talking about, like, you know, that root chakra, because pentacles are about the earth. They're about the root chakra, and those, you know, fundamental basic needs. And so what you are manifesting now is some of your own safety and security. I make myself safe. I meet my own needs. So some of you are meeting your needs for the first time, you know, in a long time or ever. You're meeting your own needs of protecting yourself, making yourself safe, providing for yourself emotionally, but at a very deep level. Also, you know, financially too. Sorry about the dryer. I work at home where I live and I also have to do things. I'm gonna look at the Witch's Tarot for clarification. I'm doing this the other way around. All right, anything else you want to show me about what's being manifested for Aquarius? All right, we just got one card. Okay. We got the Nine of Wands. So the wands are all about action and passion and creativity, and this particular one is about boundaries and kind of defending the progress that's been made and setting boundaries, that last final push to completing your journey and the task. You know, some of you are tired and you've never been in this place before. But this is just letting you know that you're almost done. You're almost there. This is like one final push is needed to get to where it is you're trying to go. So you've made progress. You've broken karmic patterns. You've gotten past the 8. You know, with where the house was in for you at the new moon, you know, the undoing of self was a pretty intense house. So like, you did the work. I mean, it's no wonder he looks a little beat up here. You know what I'm saying? But he's made it through this journey. And this is just the end now. Now it's just about like standing your ground, guarding the work that you've done, guarding your harvest. It's not quite ready time to harvest, but you're like guarding what you know, your, the fuck is the word I'm looking for? What you planted, you know, what's grown. I mean, like your garden, you're guarding it right now. And you've got to hold those boundaries. And there's been lots of growth. Strength has been developed. And this is part of that. And wands are often about a spiritual experience, you know, and an awakening. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. All right. And so new beginnings, growth, safety, security. Some of you've broken past those patterns and you've transcended them. Good work. Good job. So next is what needs to be made known. And here we have the 5 of emotions, the 5 of cups. This is a card of regret. This is a card of, not remorse. I mean, remorse is looking back and thinking, you know, okay, I feel bad about what I did and I want to change that. Regret and shame. And lingering beyond remorse. Okay, so it's important to look back at our past and the way that our emotions have because this is the 5 of emotions. So this is about the journey of emotions. This is about looking back and how our emotions have affected us, have affected people around us and our relationships. And so yes, it is important to look back. That's a part of our journey, and to assess and look at our part, and to, you know, feel a sense of remorse. And remorse should propel us into a change of behavior, right? But we should turn around. The 5 of emotions is what needs to be made known. So this is a card of regret and shame. And there's a lot of ice here. It's cold. And so that shame and regret of the way that your emotional behavior or your emotions have affected your behavior and caused you to act in relationships, or maybe, you know, the wreckage of your past, we say in recovery, you know, has caused you to kind of shut down and to ice people out, and to you're punishing yourself by doing it. This is a card about like punishing yourself. And the thing is that this is a card about new opportunities too. So, but as long as we're looking backwards and looking at the regrets of the past, we're not able to see the opportunities that are ahead of us. The number 5, you know, it's a number about change, but this is a change from like punishing self and beating up self and like, you know, being shamed of the past to, you know, letting that go and then changing our behavior and then just moving forward. From there. But I'm going to get some clarification for some more, because it's more than just for one person. This reading's, you know, for a collective. But there's freedom if we just let go and forgive ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we've made. We're human. I mean, we're quick. I feel like I should be concerned because I don't know where. Surely my cigarette didn't burn all the way out, but maybe it did. Otherwise, oh no, here it is. It just went out. I was like, surely my cigarette didn't. I hope they didn't roll off somewhere. But we have to forgive ourselves, and sometimes we're so much harder on ourselves than we are of other people. But one of the other decks talks about, you know, that kind of. It's kind of like it's like a pride turn inwards when we beat ourselves up like that. Can I get some clarification, please? for Aquarius and what needs to be made known on this Five of Emotions. Just got one card. It's Nine of Swords. I mean, it's keeping some of you up at night. But this is in your head. So swords are about our thoughts and our ideas and our perceptions and those things and our attitudes. And then they do shape our feelings, you know, emotions. This is about emotions. So, you know, in your head here is where you're beating, you know, these thoughts. We've got to change our thinking patterns. So I think what needs to be made known to you is that it's time to take a look at your thought patterns, at what's keeping you up at night. And pay attention to those things. And we are going to let go of regret and shame and forgiving self. It's time to do that. We've got to let go of the past. This isn't the past as relations to us and our behavior and things that we've done in the past and our own regrets. So we can't move forward as long as we are facing backwards, okay? I know only one card came out, but I feel like somebody is like, I need more. I don't get that. So I'm getting the Shadow deck, Darkwood Tarot. Can I have some more clarification, please? Okay, I got 4 cards. So we got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Cups showed up again. The literal same card, just in the different deck. This is the same card. So Five of Cups, Five of Emotions. So here is kind of a better kind of like explanation. And see how he's looking at the spilled cups, but not at the two full cups in front of them. So while we're stuck looking back at the fucking mess we made, we're not able to see what's in front of us. There's still 2 cups that are not knocked over, but he's like all wrapped up here in the spilled cups. And this card in this deck asks you to look at yourself and go like, what do you get out of beating yourself up? There's an exchange that happens there. Like, what do we get when we beat ourselves up? And how do we replace that? Like, how do we get past that? There. And then we have this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And the Ten of Pentacles is about, in this deck, it's about doing what we love to do. It's about generational wealth. It's about generational patterns of behavior. It's about what's been passed down. So this is behavior that's been passed down generationally. Pentacles are about the earth and the root chakra, and they're about safety and security, and they are about finances and getting our needs met. But in the context of this reading here, here we've got the Knight of Pentacles with it. I don't even know where that one came from. And then the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So I've been looking at these cards together. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles in this deck is, this is about, there's some divine, there's a masculine energy that caused that this is a learned behavior from a man in your life, a father figure, an uncle, grandfather. It's a passed down situation, and that's what this Ten of Pentacles is. This reverse Ten of Pentacles is like generational shit. Okay, so this is something that's been around in the family for a while. And this Eight of Pentacles, you know, Eight of Pentacles is about doing what we, I don't know, it's about skills building and doing what we love to do, and just being focused on work but in it, and things that we love to do. And there's just no satisfaction or joy, like a nothing that we can't find in this situation. There's like not finding satisfaction or being able to focus. It's like stealing focus. It's keeping us up at night. It's keeping you up at night. What is this King of? It's the King of Pentacles. What is this King of Pentacles saying to me? I thought it was a Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is an actual literal person, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, male figure, literally. in your life. And this is like a pattern repeating. Sometimes from these patterns of behavior, we are victims. Sometimes we become victimizers. When, you know, I mean, and when we're younger, we are the victims. But like, and I kind of see like that for some, it's, and for some, it's like we've been both, you know, throughout life. But what is needed right now is a willingness to just be steady and to focus on moving forward. Forgetting the past in a sense. Not forgetting it like I'm stuffing it down, but like literally letting it go. Yeah, this King of Pentacles doesn't apply to everybody. There's some folks in here that this is like a father figure type thing, and that's what this behavior pattern came from. I also feel like some of this regret may not even be like in a relationship romantically. It's like some shit went down at work, and just kind of punishing yourself over that. In your career. So it's not all emotional. Some of this actually has to do with someone's career and some stuff that's going down at work or in your personal career and in your choices there. So we're gonna forgiveness, letting go of the past, regret and remorse, two different things. Remorse allows us to change and move on. Regret keeps us stuck in shame. So there's gonna be situations coming up around this here. So we're gonna work at self-forgiveness. We're gonna work on letting go and forgiving ourselves, and then, you know, moving forward emotionally and asking, like, what do we get out of these exchanges when we continue to beat ourselves up out of this? All right, so what needs to be released? We've got the 8 of emotions, and we've got the 6 of emotions here. 8 of emotions is about walking away from what no longer serves us, emotionally speaking. It's about leaving behind emotional behavior patterns that no longer serve us. I mean, 8 is a karmic number. 8 is a number of patterns. It's a number that assumes you know, responsibility and power. So this is we need to be releasing emotional baggage that has weighed us down. And then the 6 of voices is about this journey going from 6 of swords. It's in the mind. So you keep getting swords and cups. This is thoughts and attitudes and belief systems. And then you have emotions. This is all, you know, it's up here in the crown chakra. It's the heart chakra. It's the sacral chakra. That's what these cards are representing. These are deep, you know, wounds. The sacral chakra is wounded in a couple of ways. It's childhood stuff. And sometimes it's actual trigger warning. This isn't the trigger warning. Well, I'll say this part, you know, through sexual assaults, but then also through, you know, just romantic loss. You know, deep pain from romantic loss, you know, failed marriage, you know, that kind of stuff. We have to leave those thought patterns behind. So when we're assessing what's coming up, we need to be able to walk away from those. So that's what needs to be released, is our old, you know, patterns of behavior, emotional behavior. But we got to go to the thought patterns first. Like, well, how do they start up here in the head? And then how do they connect down into the emotional being, and then how does that come out emotionally speaking? We've got to make the connections. We've got to pay attention to the thoughts, and then, you know, follow that thought chain down into our emotions. How does that make us feel? And then how do we act on those feelings? We've got to find that pattern, and we've got to begin to release the thoughts, and then walk away from that emotional baggage and that emotional shit that no longer serves us. And that's not an easy feat to do. Like, I really feel very strongly for some of you that you have to involve You're gonna have to involve, you know, some behavioral therapy, some cognitive behavioral therapy. It's gonna take some assistance to identify some of this stuff and to connect those dots. I mean, you know, they're healers too. Psychiatrists, psychologists, they're healers. Psychologists, therapists, they're healers too. This is the time, you know, walking away in this 8 of emotions is also like, it's like the partner card for the Hermit. It's also about like, you know, walking into introspection. And that guy was talking about this is just really about looking inward. I practice this, I don't know, it's when I have a feeling that comes up that's uncomfortable. You know, in the past I would, you know, I don't know, breathe through it or take a PRN medication, non-narcotic, I'm sober. You know, or just kind of ignore it and walk through it. Sometimes it would paralyze me. I mean, but for the most part, I've been able to push through. But what I've been doing now is as they come up, as I'm stopping and I'm allowing the anxiety or allowing the fear or allowing the anger or the sadness to come up. And I'm saying, you know, I go alone though, you know, into another room or whatever. And I say, okay, why am I feeling this way? And then when I trust the first answer that comes into my mind, and then the next, okay, why am I? And then I just say, why again? Okay, why again? And I keep asking why, and until I get to, you'll know when you get there. Like you'll literally know when you make that connection, because there will be a release of an emotion. There will be a release, and you'll be able to connect the dots. It's like doing a deep dive analysis of those of you who do any work, you know, like work in like, I don't know, I worked in a call center for years. You gotta do a deep dive analysis on yourself. I don't even know why the hell I just did that. But we got the 6 of Cups in reverse, but this deck doesn't do reverse. We got 6 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups is, you know, it's about, this is having to do with, past relationships, past love. It has to do with that too. But also inner child work, inner child stuff. Going back to the past, to the childhood and to past loves. And it's possible also that a past love may be trying to come back into your life. I'm not giving advice either way, but it's going to stir up some emotions. And this is where we need to learn to, like, what do we need to walk away from? And some of the patterns in the relationships have to do with this unresolved stuff. Okay. I want to get an activation card for you because I feel like, well, let's see what activations you need. I didn't even ask the question yet when you jumped out. Ah! I feel like I just want to give you an activation card. I feel like this is some stuff that's like, you've been here, you've tried this, and you're like, I don't get it. Like, what the hell? All right. Okay, the 2 cards we got are Emergence, number 25. That's comes up to 7. You've got some 5s here. The 5 of Emotions showed up twice. You know, that is about change, and it is about freedom. And sometimes to get that freedom, we have to just go dig it in there. And then the 2, it's about duality and choices and balance. But together that makes 7, and 7 is a number of fact-finding and analysis. And it's a spiritual number as well. And you got Emergence. So the frequency of Emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. I think that gives some like further insight on this. Is that we're going to approach this with childlike wonderment and not be afraid, but like with excitement and innocence. So you've got Emergence here. You can screenshot that and spend some time meditating. When we talked at the beginning about taking time and breathing, you just screenshot that card, save it for when you can take a breath. And then, now I'm getting stuck looking at my mandala on the wall over there. Take the time to breathe. And then we've got Authority. It's the number 10. That reduces to 1. It's a beginning with spirit, with the power of the universe guiding you. The frequency of authority reminds us that the true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. There, so there's that card. You can screenshot that. And so that's going to help with that release of those patterns of the emotion, of the thought patterns, of the processes there, of that regret and that shame. And that's going to open you up for the energy that's coming in. So the next question is, what energy is coming in to assist you? That could be in the form of friends. It could be in the form of, spirit, just energy that comes up in you to assist you through this process. And you've got the 7 of Voices and the Muse of Inspiration. So the 7 of, this is exciting. Let me see how I'm going to read this here for a second. So let me look at this. That's about intentions, and that's about the outcome. That's so cool, because you know how like that card was just saying with childlike innocence? Well, for your intentions, you've got the Fool and the 5 of Voices. But this Fool, since this is set as an intention, that's about approaching things with a childlike innocence and an excitement and a hope for the future. So I think that's pretty awesome. I just wanted to call that out. I'll get into that in a second, but I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, so what energy is coming in? We have the 7 of Voices and the Muse of Inspiration. So in the regular Rider-Waite, that'd be the 7 of Swords and the King of Inspiration. But this is a non-binary deck. So we got this right here. God damn it. And 7 of Voices. So the Muse of Inspiration is the whole suit of wands, the whole suit of inspiration is about, that transformation and the power of transformation and action, taking us to that place of the unknown. And so this is the culmination of that entire suit of wands, of the solar plexus. So self-will, self-determination, sense of self, the soul's purpose, drive, ambition, but also, since this is, the muse of the suit, there's that balance there with emotions are balanced as well. So they've mastered the suit. And this is somebody who gets things done, who knows how to delegate, who knows how to cooperate with the people around them, how to ask for help, how to delegate tasks. This is somebody who takes an idea and makes it happen, who turns it into gold. And they're excitable, they're charming, they are passionate, they're driven, they're kind. This is the energy that's coming up, whether it's coming in from around you and the way of support, or coming up from inside of you. This is coming in. And then this 7 of Voices is about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. These foxes are cunning and sly and sneaky. And this is a card about, this card keeps coming out for everybody. This is a card about self-deception. And it's about, seeing only black and white and like just not being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this energy, what's coming in is a light, here. And being able to break through those patterns of where that self-deception is. And that's, that's really going to be needed here, because all that is showing up as like what's coming up, what needs to be known, what needs to be released. This has, you've got the 6 of Cups, that's childhood stuff. You've got the 5 of Cups, that's regret and shame from the past. The 6 of Voices, the 6 of Swords, whatever, that's about leaving a bad place in your head and, moving forward out away from that bad place. You've got the 9 of Swords, that's about waking up from nightmares, and torment in your mind. So, this is this is about breaking out of those, that self-deception that's got us trapped, because our thoughts and attitudes shape, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about others, and then that compels our action, wands, you know what I mean? So like we have to change the thoughts to be able to change the way we feel, and then the way we feel affects the way we act. And it's, it's all interconnected here. But you've got the energy of the King of Wands, the Muse of Wands, coming in along with this light to break through that self-deception. That's really exciting. I mean, I've been in therapy a long time. I've been working on healing a long time. Of course, I've had a lot of abuse. It started really, really young, a lot more abuse than an average person. But so I've needed a lot of fucking therapy. But I've worked my ass off. I have worked my ass off for years. The hardest thing has been to like go, why can't I stop doing this behavior? You know, why do I keep finding myself in this fucking position over and over again? You know, cognitive dissonance. And it's so like hard to like get the grinds like going to grab a hold of it, but you have energy coming in right now. And to go through all of this, you know, with what's going on astrologically on top of it, with Mercury being in retrograde. And even though that does make communication harder and it makes things a little haywire, it's actually going to help with releasing. So you got the power of the waning moon, which is going to help, you know, bring things to the surface and then release them. But, you know, retrograde is going to stir things up too, Mercury in retrograde, and that's going to help release things. So just allow it to come to the surface, because you have what it takes to be able to process it this time, to be able to process it and to be able to release it. So as far as the intentions, what I feel like it's like super important to write these things down, like as they come up, like what no longer serves me emotionally, like what behavior patterns no longer serve me. Like I feel like you need to write that down. Get a fucking journal that's like, I don't know, like the shitty shit I do. I don't know. Don't call it that. But like the stuff I want to change, things I want to change, things I want to outgrow, the things I want to release, or I don't know, you know, call it your blue moon journal. I don't know. But write down, you know, the things that, the behavior, like you don't have to talk to anybody about this. This can just be between you and, you know, whatever you work with. Like this, you know, like the things that you don't like about your behavior. And we're not talking about beating yourself up. We're talking about being honest. You know what I mean? Privately. What is it you really want to change about yourself? And write those things down. And then if you feel like you're stuck, you know, ask your higher self, ask your God, ask your goddesses, you know, whatever it is you believe, to reveal that stuff to you. And believe, you know, and that's what this new intentions, like the things that we're adding to your intentions from and I forgot to write them. I didn't write them down. I listened to it and I just didn't write them down. I'm so sorry. But you can go to my YouTube channel, Blue Moon Oracle on YouTube, or scroll down on Facebook, my page, and watch the new moon reading. I have minute markers, so you don't have to watch the whole fucking 3-hour video. To just scroll, you can fast forward through there, get to you, and then fast forward to what your intentions were for this new moon. I forgot to write it down. I'm sorry. But you got the 5 of voices and you've got the Fool. And so this one, the 5 of Swords it's about a couple of different things, but in this particular deck, well, one of the different things, it's about looking out for yourself. It's about looking out for yourself and your best interest. You know, in a healthy way. Okay. But in this one, they're sitting in like meditative position inside the mind. There, see it right here. They're sitting in meditative position. So all these things are kind of going on around. And remember, voices or swords are about thoughts, ideas, attitudes. Okay. So the only way we really, and then 5 is a number. Think about the number 5, the way it's shaped. You know, it's got the curve at the bottom. It rocks back and forth. It's an unsteady number. It's unsteady. It's conflict. You know, there's conflict. This is about conflict in the mind. Okay. So looking at this, and that's what's all kind of going on here is conflict in the mind. Conflict in the mind. And the mind affects our emotions. So the swords are attached to the heart chakra. Even though couples have to do with emotions, that's like the processing of emotions through the sacral chakra. But this is all in the mind. It's where it all starts here, is in the mind. Okay? So this is about conflict in the mind. So as far as what intentions look like, this card's telling you to, you got to get centered. You really have to get centered to calm your mind. And then the cards you got in the beginning, the extra cards I did for you, because I just really felt like, I feel like I needed to do extra cards for you, was, one of them was, you know, take time to breathe. I mean, that's what you do in that meditative, in that place where you position, you sit. In the beginning, when you start out, sitting up straight won't be comfortable, so don't worry about sitting straight, like slouch. Just get comfortable, just sit comfortably. Like for me now, when I meditate, like sitting comfortably doesn't work. I sit straight, I make sure I'm aligned for my hips, my shoulders, my chest up. I keep my chin tucked, I make sure this is straight. But it's a natural position for me now. And so then when I breathe, I make sure I do a big belly, and my inhale, and then my exhale, I pull it into my spine. And that's how I breathe. And it's through the power of breath that you get to kind of focus inward on yourself. That's going to be like super critical. That's an intention you have to set this month, for the rest of the month. If you want to do this, you don't have to do it. I'm not trying to be bossy. I'm sorry. It's Mercury in retrograde. I'm sorry. I'm blaming everything on it. But if you want to change these patterns of behavior, breathing. I mean, I'm not making it up. I mean, psychologists and psychiatrists recommend taking breaths. I mean, my fucking Apple Watch tells me to do it all the time. I didn't tell it to do that because it actually helps. And then the other one is you got the Fool. And that's a major arcana card. That's an archetypal theme. It's a major big deal. And that just follows up on this card here. And then this card here, that childlike innocence. Finding some joy. Trusting as you put one foot in front of yourself. So what does that look like as an intention? What does that look like? To have childlike joy, to have innocence and hope, and to start a new journey. Let's find out, because I'm not getting it. Let's ask the cards. What does this Fool look like as a new intention? Wait till you see the end results. I mean, it's going to be worth like the work. Wait till you see. Okay, that's way too many fucking cards. Wait till you see the result cards that came up. Oh my God, I'm about to knock I knocked Raphael over. Sorry. That's the angel that heals. Okay. How do we be the Fool? How do we be the Fool? How do we be the Fool as far as intentions go? I'm just going to take all these cards. See what they say. Lesson learned, I cannot do readings asleep. I'm too tired. Like, I'm not, like, I gotta start earlier in the day. Yeah, we gotta go back to the basics. Back to the basics with tasks. This is home and work and study, like mundane stuff, the stuff you have to do, like around the house and stuff. This is about learning new things, new trades, new tasks, new skills with this new way of thinking, right? This new way of thinking and being. And so meditation's new for you. Journaling is new for you. Writing down your intentions. These are things that we need to do. We need to learn. How do you write intentions? What the fuck are intentions? I'm sorry. What are self-limiting beliefs? And how do I release them? Okay? This is a time of researching because I feel like you really want to try this. Like, I feel like you really want to try to do this. But this is like, I'm fucking using all this lingo and jargon and you don't know what it is. And I'm sorry. I don't know any other way to talk about it. So this is a card of study, learning new skills. Learning new skills. Trusting your intuition. Trusting your intuition. Trusting the divine. Trusting your intuition. And this is, the swords again is your thoughts. And so you're starting over like a new baby, a new way of thinking, So I believe, or I am changing the way that I think. I am changing the way I think about myself. I am changing the way I think about love. I am changing the way, I don't know, say it in an affirmative way. I'm getting there. We got the Three of Cups, the Two of Cups. Oh, shit. Okay. Have fun. Have fun with your friends. Let them in. Talk to your friends about what's going on. But have some fucking fun. Like, have fun. You don't have to be so serious all the time. You don't have to be fucking serious in our head all the time. You can have fun. Go out with a mask on. Have some drinks with your friends. Go dancing. Do something fun with your friends. But let them know what's going on too. Like share your emotions, your cups, your emotions with your friends. Let them in. And then, share. They know you. They know what's really going on anyway, And then we got 2 of Cups and we got everything is fine. I think this goes together. I mean, some of you, it's your loving partner, your partner, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, romantic. Let them know what's going on. And these are your friends. Let them know what's going on. Okay? But let people in. Like a kid. Like a kid trusts their new friend in class. Like they trust the new kid. Like you've got to let your friends in. You've got to be trusting. So, and then this whole card, everything is fine. Like look at how awesome that is. No, it's not. No, it's not. They need to know that not everything. This is how they think. This is what you're telling them. Like they need to know the truth. You have to trust them. It's a new journey for you. It's a new journey for you to open up and trust and let the people in your life know you need help. But again, we're just changing the way we think. 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 Our attitudes about self, about love, about friendship, about intuition, about our past, about forgiveness. These things all have to be addressed because they're connected and they're affecting, externally. They're affecting us. They're affecting you from moving forward. They're affecting you from fulfilling your life's purpose. They're affecting you from finding joy and holding on to it. Okay? It's affecting you from living your best life, from living your best life emotionally here in your heart. It's so beautiful, right? Wait, which one? The Muse or the... Oh, shit. The Muse or the Witch's Tarot? They're both beautiful. Probably talking about the Muse. Okay, so what magic... If you decide to get a journal and look up what self-limiting beliefs, like, how do I write intentions? What the fuck is shadow work? Right? And you really try to do this, or you're already doing this and you're moving forward. And what magic? The Witch's Tarot. I love it. It makes it easier to intuit it because it's so modern. I just love it. I love it. I love it. Everything is fine. I feel like that's been me on my phone. It was me on my phone for months, pretending I was okay. Literally, that was me. So what magic will we be creating if we do this work? Because it sounds really shitty. It just sounds like shitty work. I mean, it just sounds like shitty work to do. It really does. It sounds like shitty work. It's not, I promise you. It's not shitty work. Because look at all these beautiful colors you've got coming in. Okay? So I'm going to start with you've got, hold on, where's the major arcana? Okay, so first of all, on the swords journey, you're fucking done. You're fucking done. This is the ten of voices. That's the end. It's the end and the beginning. It's the end and the beginning. That's surrender and release. It's just release. So you do this work. I mean, I think you started off pretty low. You finished your swords journey. I mean, it's the end. It's the end. It's one of the things. One of the many beautiful things that's happening here. One of the many beautiful things. Then we've got... I'm going to save that one. Oh my God. I don't even know where to begin because we've got the Hermit. We've got the Chariot. We've got an Awakening. We've got the Queen of Cups. I mean, these are things, this is the magic you're creating. So the Queen of Emotions, she is completely in touch with her emotions. Like, see her up here, the top of my little white fingernail. This is her, the depths of her emotion, vivid and colorful, flowing. This is completing the journey through the cups. You started off here in this 5 of Cups, stuck in regret. And this is getting up there, the Queen of Cups. This is being in the flow emotionally. This is being in touch with your emotions and processing them and then being healthy and balanced. And vulnerable and open and just completely in flow of the water. I mean, we got the 4 of Inspiration or the 4 of Wands. I mean, that's a card of celebration with family, with community, you know. We're doing Aquarius right now. I'm done with the reading. I'm doing a group reading for Aquarius. So this is the magic that you're making through this moon cycle. If you do this work, right, is celebration and stability. Healing. And then we have, the Hermit and the Chariot. We got the Chariot, lots about balance and solar plexus, self-confidence, balancing the light and the dark, knowing your life's purpose. We talked about that earlier. This is about knowing your life's purpose, knowing who you are, knowing, and having the drive and the ability to move forward. And fulfilling that and being your truest self and owning that. Right here, the glowing solar plexus. And the Hermit, some of you, what you're going to do is you're going to carve out time because you're going to realize the kind of work that has to be done here. And you're going to carve out time and you're literally going to go away and you're going to hermit for the weekend. You're going to go to retreat. Maybe you need to go to treatment. I don't know. Maybe you just need to get a weekend away. Maybe you need to get away from all your damn kids because they're home like my kid is because, they're not going to school. You need some time alone. And, you're going to make that time. And this is going to be, this time alone for you is not going to be just a thing you're going to try for a day or two. What this Hermit card, being a major arcana card, is telling me is that this is going to be a pivotal, life-changing experience for you. This is going to be something that you will integrate into your life and it will be transformational. Also, some of you are going to be, through this work, are ushering in spirit guide to you. They'll come to you in your dream or during meditation. Pay attention, listen, you're not crazy, okay? It's another thing that the Hermit represents, okay? Also, I feel like, part of that, this is learning these new things that we're learning here. Look up how to call in a spirit guide, how to meet your spirit guides. Don't be afraid. It's not worth it to be. Nothing to be afraid of. They taught me how to heal. They're amazing. Call in your spirit guides. And then finally, the other thing you're ushering in here is an awakening. An awakening. The counterpart for this in the Rider-Waite would be judgment. The Judgment card, which is about answering the call to transcend, to leveling up spiritually, to leveling. This is about transcending, breaking karmic patterns, breaking that, patterns, just clearing karmic debt. Okay. That's humongous. That's huge. And this is just by addressing these thought patterns, these feeling patterns, sitting down and just, going with the flow, with the planetary alignments, with retrograde, with the waning moon. Here's what I'm seeing while I'm doing all these readings for these different signs is that the energy of what's out there is ushering in change. So we can meet this change by going out and buying a journal and sitting down and looking at what are my self-limiting beliefs, what am I punishing myself for with regret, and, and actually doing the work, right? And then we are transcending and we will see an integration of self, okay? Or circumstances are going to be ushered into our life by forces outside of us. And then it may not always be so pleasant, okay? I'm not doing readings. I'm doing a collective reading. Jackie, if you'd like a reading, you can send me a DM or schedule and book through my page. Thank you. So the changes are coming. So, get on this ride. Just get on this ride and go with it because this stuff's coming up. And it's what you really want anyway. It's what you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to this because this isn't the way that I do tarot is I do shadow work. I'm a shadow worker and I do energy healing and I do shadow work. It all goes together because I'm called to help people face what holds them back. For those of you who are just tuning in, you know, my abuse started very young, very small. I was a baby. And I have complex PTSD. I've been in healing a long time. I mean, I've been in recovery a long time. And it wasn't until I combined all of it, Eastern and Western and esoteric and all of it together, that I've been able to kind of break free and literally get this stuff out of my body. And, you know, I was told by my guides that, you know, I really wasn't supposed to get to this place. And that people who suffer the kind of abuse that I've suffered in my life, violence, horrible violence, horrible violence from a newborn. My mother was very ill, and my father. Wasn't because for lack of trying, but that there are not a lot of people who are able to help them. And so through getting free from this stuff, I am able now to help people transcend their trauma, their pain, and to face those things. And that's what I'm called to do. So anyway, if you're here, you obviously want to be free. If you stay and you stick around, you want this work. So you can meet you can meet and you can go after it, and you can go after this change, and you can usher it in yourself, but it's coming to you, you know, one way or the other. So, you know, keep up. If you don't know what the new moon intentions were, go to my page, go back 2 weeks. You can fast forward. I have minute markers. Look for Aquarius, new moon intentions for this last new moon. And then adding these new intentions here, which is, you know, coming at this from a perspective of innocence and joy and hope, learning about this new way of being, changing these thought patterns, reaching out to your friends, letting them know what's going on. Doing that deep work here. We're focusing on our thoughts. We're paying attention to those thoughts. Okay. And amazing things are happening. We got transcending. We've got, you know, Chariot, Queen of Cups. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, and completing that source journey. It's just amazing. And I feel like I just want to get, I don't know. Well, I don't have all of my ducks in here, but I feel like there's just something. While you're doing this, and I've been recommending this, these keep saying up, is get you some brachiated jasper. It's going to help with releasing that old stuff, and it'll make it a more comfortable. So it's called brachiated jasper. Sometimes it's just red and white. I liked this one, came in a bag. This is my favorite one. BRACCIATED. It's going to help with releasing trauma. If I feel something stuck, I literally will hold the stone there, and it helps, and I kind of move it up. That's kind of a move that, you know, energy healers do. We use stones. Crystals do help too. I mean, I use my hands most of the time, but sometimes I have to use crystals to help move things along. Is there anything else the cards want to say here? Do we need any more activation cards? I think we need an activation card. One more activation card. Healing. Healing. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. And we talked about that. Our thoughts, our feelings, our actions. There just needs to be some harmonizing there, but we have to deal with the things that no longer serve us, those patterns of behavior from the past. So also look up your North Node. Look up your North Node. Go to Cafe Astrology, find your North Node. It's going to tell you, and then learn about your South Node. One of the things I want you to do, because this is going to help you break this pattern. So take a screenshot of that. When you do your meditation, look at that one. So you got healing, you got emergence earlier, and then you got authority. All right, Aquarius, it's been real. I love you guys. If you want to schedule a reading, a book with me, you can book directly on my Facebook page right now. You can go there and book there. If you need time outside of what's available, send my page a DM, and I'll get back to you after. I still have readings to do the next 2 days, so usually during the full moon, I'm not very good at responding back because this takes up a lot of time. This whole thing. So Monday, I'll respond back Monday to set something up, and then also you can schedule energy healing. We can talk about what shadow work looks like. But any of those things, just send me a DM. But I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. And I just want to say namaste. The spirit in me recognizes, loves, adores, respects, and is connected to the spirit in you. And as you work to heal yourself, you help heal and free me, we are connected to each other, and so is our work that we do internally. So thank you for helping the collective as you work to free yourself. Have a great night, and I love you, Aquarius. Thanks.